I'm a pretty big fan of this Alicon mold. Like, it doesn't need to be this good, but it still somehow stands out among the rest of my collection, and I find myself picking it up and playing with it more often than not. The Alicon looks incredible in both decos, whether it be the 4-pack one or the Earthrise one. I wish I had the Bailiff to show you here, but I don't. The Alicon is able to scream in anger, and they have differences between the two. The heads and shoulders in the alligator modes are pretty distinct between each other. You got to look for it a little bit, but they are different. The Earthrise one being smoother and less pointy, while the 4-pack or Bailiff one has a jagged, plated, and spiked look to it, as well as a new weapon instead of the spear. Both of them do have just the hands hanging off the back, which is kind of unfortunate that they do that, but they also can store their weapons on their back, which I like. It's a nice feature. We don't see it all the time on characters, especially the Alicon. Like, who would have thought that the Alicon would have had weapon storage? But overall, it's a very nice piece. For size comparisons of the Alicon, here he is with the 86 Sharkticon, Legacy Crankcase, Reveal the Shield Jazz, Classics Astro Train, and it wouldn't be one of mine without Machine Wars Hoist. So I don't really know how to size comparison these guys because they're weird, so it is what it is. Now, I actually think this mold is a lot of fun. It's a incredibly intuitive and simple transformation. So we're going to start with the regular Alicon for this, and then we'll transform him off screen. So goodbye. We'll come back to you later. Step 1, remove the weapons. So we just remove that and that. And honestly, you can leave this plugged in for the entire transformation, but it's just going to be easier if we take it off now. Step 1 is going to be popping the arms off of the side tabs here. They just tab in. And then you kind of just want to like leave the Alicon arms hanging out. You can fold them against the back. You can really do whatever. They just hang out. From there, you want to grab the tail and lift it up, rotate it 180, fold the lizard head against the back, and then collapse this. We'll tidy this up in just a moment. From here, you want to grab this flap, flip it all the way forward, rotate the waist 180, straighten out the legs, fold down the hip skirt, and now we can come back to the back. Fold the alligator head all the way down, and then just collapse it onto itself. It kind of tabs in. There's an internal tab that plugs in there, and that's what's going to hold it all together. Now, stand him up, give him his spear and his sword or scimitar, whatever, and there we go. There's the Alicon. Now let's do the same thing for the Quintesson Trooper or the Bailiff. And there we go. And you can see the epic new head sculpt that the Bailiff gets over the Alicon. It looks really, really cool. Looks like these two just jumped off the screen. Robot mode on the two Alicons looks incredible. I love the differences in faces between these two. The bright colors on the Quintesson Trooper and the dark colors on the other one. The head sculpt on the Trooper looks incredible. It's the same as the Bailiff, but it looks mean and like it came right out of the 86 movie. The Alicon is no slouch either, with the piranha looking fish face and the big fin on top. I really like the way these guys look. I don't know what it is. They just sing to me and I absolutely adore them. I love their weapons and they're shockingly posable. Like, for big, chunky, stout dudes, these guys really can get around and pose. Now, they also have different chests in this. Now, of course, they have different heads, and you have the alternate head for the 4-pack one, but they do have different chests. Again, the Bailiff has a more plated look to it, whereas the Alicon is a more smooth and rectangular one. They do look great together, though, and it's really the only separating feature between the two. They do clean up very nicely, aside from the Alicon arms hanging off the elbows, but the backpacks are incredibly tidy. And again, full weapon storage. You can tab the scimitar into the tail and the spear onto the back, and that works for both of them. For sizes, here we are with Cyberverse Windblade, Legacy Scourge for some modern stuff, and then of course Channel Mascot, Laserfire and Shattershock, Machine Wars Hoist, and Machine Wars Hoist, all for size. Articulation on the Alicon is shockingly good. Like, they're actually really posable. I'm going to use the real Alicon for this. Head is on a ball joint, so it can look left, right. It can actually look up really far. Can't really look down. The arms rotate 360. They don't really go out all that far because he has ports right there, which is a little unfortunate. Bicep swivel and a 90-degree nice deep bicep curl. He has a 180 at the waist or 360 at the waist. The hip skirt flips up. He can lift his leg that far. He can bend his knee past 90. He can thigh swivel, and he has a pretty nice ankle tilt, and I think I forgot, but he does have a wrist swivel as well. So lots of posability on this guy. Like, I actually find myself really enjoying posing him, not just in crocodile mode, but in like robot mode as well. Like, these might be my favorite troop builder guys just because of how chunky and like cool they look. I don't know. You start getting them posed around, start posing them, dual hand some of the weapons, and it's just really, really nice. It's just incredibly cool what you're able to do with these guys. All in all, I think the Alicon is a great addition to a collection. If you get the 4-pack one, if you get the Earthrise one, or you get the 3-pack with the Bailiff in it, I think it's a great option for you, especially if you have an 86 display or the Quintesson or Sharkticons. I think it's an awesome idea to get these guys. But let me know what you think about them in the comments below. Let me know if you have these guys in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been Bots Obsession, and since you're here, you might as well check out the 2 videos that are next to these Alicons and continue watching. Thank you.